Your girl should never be number one. She should never be number one in your life. I'm just saying. Alright, we got a YouTuber right here that broke up with his girlfriend because YouTube got hard. Alright, let's see what we got here. Let's see.
That was going to be the hard part, but man, I had no idea how difficult it was going to be to try to build and start something new while also going through withdrawal. I never even told my psychiatrist that I just stopped seeing him. When it came to the content, I was kind of just stuck in limbo. At this point, I was still making really good money from just my back catalog, so I figured I had time to figure things out. I think Adderall definitely did more than just give me, the ability to focus. I think it helped with my impulsiveness, because after I stopped taking Adderall, I became so impulsive. I started doing a lot of stupid stuff. I bought a puppy.
Guys, look.
You eat poop, your breath like poop.
This is the patio. Look. You go down there, remember? Mr. Rocky, he looks like a little Henry too, to be honest. This is the guest.
And we couldn't even keep him because, she had school. I did not have the energy, the mental capacity to be watching a puppy on top of Kobe. And then I bought another Tesla because apparently just having one isn't enough. I was just spending, man. I was just spending. I think I was just trying to distract myself with materials and so
no self-control.
Content. I didn't have to
no self-control.
I ended up posting here and there some of the same stuff. I took a few trips, but it's just my heart just wasn't in it anymore, y'all. You can't fake that for too long.
So we're breaking up?
Yeah. It's
Yo, look. I know I've made content on YouTube for over 10 plus years. I know, goddamn.
Somebody go smoke that you.
I'm a little old. But look, ain't not one time have I put someone that I really cared about on camera, because I would never do that. Hey, you should never do that too. Some of y'all be putting y'all significant others online. I don't understand why y'all do that, bro. That's gotta be the dumbest goddamn shit I ever seen in my goddamn life.
Somebody go smoke that you.
Why are you giving the enemy free recon? What's up with you? Some of y'all niggas is bugging.
We came to a mutual decision.
Julian cheated on me.
A few times.
With different men.
Hey, yo, hi. We are in Miami, Florida. We're kind of apartment hunting. We're thinking about relocating.
Life has been lifing.
I'm over here thinking, you know what, maybe that's the issue. Maybe if I get out of Arizona, if I go here, then maybe that'll fix everything, right? I think we should go somewhere nicer. We were looking into San Diego, looking into Boston, just all these types of places all over the country. We could have lived anywhere in the country. Could have lived anywhere in the world, probably. Florida was the main thing that we had our eyes on because I had family there already, and I lived there previously for a couple years. And, it's Miami. Who doesn't want to live in Miami? So we packed up and went to Miami. We lived in what I think is probably one of the most beautiful neighborhoods in the country. It was so beautiful, man. I love the location. I love the apartment. I love just waking up every morning there. Yeah, we were both very happy. Happier than we were in Arizona. The walks that we would take were so nice.
You know what I'm saying? Even good little domesticated life.
Being in that environment, I still was not able to find my groove. I tried filming, but I just kept falling back into the same old content that I was making before. I hated it. It was just there's so many videos that I just filmed and never put out because I didn't like it. But I just also didn't have the strength to pivot. It was weird.
Bro, I'm telling you, bro, them public interviews, people love public interviews. Y'all love public interviews, all right? Because you can sit at home and watch content and just look at a bunch of different personalities. But filming public interviews are so ass. They're so ass. Because a lot of people don't show all the bad stuff that goes on when you be filming, the you know what I'm saying? And you always almost fishing for a negative reaction. So you're trying to find negative energy so it looks the best on camera. It's so whack. It's whack. And I know because I used to do that. But you know what I'm saying? It's not. I don't film content like that no more. I don't.
But the clock was definitely ticking. My residuals were slowing down, the savings were still dwindling down, everything was going down. I started to gain weight. At some point, I just didn't even feel comfortable even being on camera anymore. Things were getting pretty dark. Sammy offered to help, and she wanted to go out herself and get a job. As a man, as a provider, my ego and my pride just could not accept that. And I told her, we gotta shut that down. And she also
always the enemy.
Do interviews herself, which it's just so, yeah, when I tell her she was ride or die, I really mean it. She was willing to help in any way that she could. I just couldn't get myself out of this, and everything slowly started falling apart. Eventually, Sammy sat me down, and we had a conversation, and she didn't sugarcoat anything. She told me straight up what I needed to hear. She told me that we were gonna lose everything, and I needed to do something. Looking back, she wasn't upset about the lifestyle change. She wasn't upset that for our anniversary, second year anniversary, I took her to Outback. What upset her was...
Whoa, what's wrong with a little bit of Outback? What's wrong? What's wrong with a little bit of Outback? Better be happy if you get goddamn Burger King. Burger King. You better be happy if you get something. You know what I'm saying? I don't think, man, little anniversaries, it's not supposed to be about the place you go to. It's about the time. It's about the time, all right? You know what I'm saying? Yo, fellas, if you ever ask her to do something and she says she don't want to do that, leave her. Get up out of there. I'm telling you, get up out of there. Look, She don't like you. She just like what you provide.
Seeing how I changed, seeing how I
Goddamn
just started settling. I
motherfucking
went
beta
from
male.
being the guy, go above and beyond to, you know, impress and just, you know, like for our first date, we're going to 5-star steak restaurant on a mountain. You know, we go on random pop-up trips. Like
First date, 5-star steakhouse on the mountains? What the hell? Oh, nah, he's wildin'.
Somebody go smoke that youth.
You don't ever do that. You don't ever do that. Look, I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. Y'all know. Y'all know. Let me tell you why. Stop taking these girls out on these fancy dates. You know what I'm saying? First time you ever meet them. Why are you doing that? Right? I know we've been tricked and told first impression is everything, right? First impression is everything. But a lot of these girls just want to have some 5-star steak. They don't want you. They don't want you. They just want some steak and to post on the gram and look good or whatever. You know what I mean? Y'all know how I be. Don't act like I'm sitting up here talking crazy and shit. Some of y'all know you been on a goddamn date with a girl that showed you zero goddamn interest. Zero interest.
Somebody go smoke that youth.
Zero goddamn interest. You could barely even get her on the date. So you had to overcompensate by taking her on this nice 5-star dinner. The conversations wasn't flowing. You want to know why? Look, I'm going to tell you why. Because when a woman is showing interest in you, it naturally increases your confidence. That's why some of y'all motherfuckers be talking to girls and you be like, damn, I didn't even know I had that in my bag when you say something so wavy to her because she's showing signs of interest. So it's like you feed off the energy. When you go out with these goddamn girls that don't like you, that's why you start, you know what I'm saying, you start asking, yo, what was the name of your fish when you was in the 5th grade? What was his name? You ask these goddamn stupid ass questions. God damn it.
it's like that's the lifestyle that
beta
I worked
male.
really hard to have. That's the lifestyle that I felt like I should be living. Go from that to just some guy who's just settling and just now I had no spark. I had no drive to even leave the house. It was difficult for me to even text my family members. She was watching me slowly just give up on myself. Instead of me being a man about it and realizing that she was right, I kind of took it as an attack and I kind of felt like she was ungrateful, didn't appreciate me and all these kind of things. And you know, she was crying and you know, I just walked away. And you know, funny thing, my mom gave us advice one day and she said, my greatest advice for you guys is to never go to bed angry.
Oh.
You know, no matter what, always make up. And that night, I broke that rule.
What's new with Google Ads?
I told you.
Google
I'm not on my account. I'm not on my account. Oh, nah, she moved out? Y'all can read that if y'all want. Go ahead and read that. Fellas, there is an important lesson to learn right here. This is an important lesson to learn. All right. A lot of y'all think that the money, the Tesla, you know what I'm saying, the lifestyle, the way you live in Miami, shit. You know, a lot of y'all think these, you know, stupid little things that aren't even necessarily even real. These materialistic things, these things that don't really matter much if you was on your deathbed. Y'all think that women really care about that. And that's why some of y'all are some goddamn beta males and y'all living y'all goddamn life taking these goddamn women to all these trips and all these places and thinking, she's gonna be happy. But the truth of the matter is, you ain't never gonna make a woman happy. I ain't gonna lie. It ain't ever gonna happen. She gotta be happy within herself. Big facts. She has to be happy within herself. And some of y'all be forgetting this. Some of y'all be forgetting that, man. I don't know where your mom at, where your pops at, where your dad. I don't know, man. Some of y'all haven't even been through the ringer of talking to people and dating and stuff. Y'all still got this, you know, Troy Bolton and Gabrielle, whatever her name was off High School Musical. Y'all got that still stuck in y'all head. That's what y'all think a real relationship is. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. All right? Focus up. That ain't how it works. All right? You can't get a woman with money. It's just not going to work. What you need to do is you need to become the best version of yourself. You need to be an asset so a woman wants that. All right? But this young gentleman right here, you know what I'm saying? I've watched a lot of his videos growing up. I never was like I wouldn't say I was a fan of his channel, but I watched his videos. He was popping on YouTube, bro. He was always on my recommended. He failed to realize that, bro. And the number one thing you need to keep a woman is your ambition, your drive. And the minute you stop wanting things, the minute you start declining, the minute you know what I'm saying, you start getting fat and you don't do nothing about it, the minute you start accepting that life is hard and then you don't do nothing about it to fix it, Because life is hard, but it's a whole lot harder to just sit there and do nothing. And I tell you one thing. Boy, you gonna see your woman get on the first thing, smoking. The minute you stop following and putting your purpose number one. Your girl should never be number one. She should never be number one in your life. I'm just saying. Some of y'all gonna be like, well, my girlfriend, I love her. I love my girlfriend. I love her so much. She's my apple of my eye, my lover. Man, get the fuck out of here. Put your goddamn purpose first. You broke as hell, alright? You ain't got nothing to your goddamn name. No plaques on your goddamn wall. You ain't did nothing in your life. And you over here talking about my girlfriend. Motherfucker, you better tighten up before she leave, man. Punch you in your goddamn chest, man. Fuck.
So she left?
Of course she left. Why you think?
I didn't sleep for 3 days.
All
I
right.
didn't sleep for 21 days. I lost 40 pounds. I couldn't stop thinking about it. Couldn't stop thinking about everything. I was so hurt. And I had dreams about it every single night. And, oh, man. My mom came into town the same day she flew in. She tried to help me. But
that ain't gonna help.
Me out of that. I had to just go through that pain, man. It's just so worse when you know it's all your fault. As a man, you feel like you failed your woman. Like, it was extremely hard to live with that shit, man. 24/7, I just felt like I wanted to fucking throw up. Couldn't watch TV. I couldn't do anything but sit in bed. The girl who loved me more than anything, the girl who would have put me first, the girl who did put me first,
put
the
your
girl
purpose
who sacrificed
first.
everything for me, I pushed her away. Like, I let her down. And yeah. Yeah.
Put your goddamn purpose first, alright? Yes.
Oh shit! I never cried on camera before. Okay, all right.
Tighten up! Tighten up!
Okay. Hold on, y'all. So, I did not think I would do that. Okay. While I was falling apart emotionally, like, life did not stop. I still had bills, and I still had to be on camera. I think my bills at the time were like $6,500 a month.
Of course you still got goddamn bills. That's what some of y'all, oh my God, some of y'all get on my goddamn nerves, man. Y'all be forgetting this shit when you in the relationship and realize when she leave, oh shit, I got bills. Of course you got some goddamn bills. You always have bills. If your head was too goddamn fogged up, because you was thinking about that goddamn booty.
You know, I'm supposed to just put on a smile in front of fucking hundreds of thousands of people. Like, my heart just didn't, you know, wasn't. Fuck. All right, y'all, I'm sorry. All right, I'm back. You know, a few months go by, and I think I'm doing okay. I think I'm doing a little better mentally. My friend, he's an up-and-coming YouTuber, Kiss. You guys might know him. He comes into town. You guys don't know? It's your boy. You gonna introduce yourself?
Hey, yo, Kiss, bro.
Yeah,
big inspiration right here. I gotta say.
I think I've seen a couple of his videos,
I'll say this real quick. Juju, you literally inspired me to even start YouTube, bro. I kid you not. I used to watch your videos all the time in like college.
Real shit.
And for years I've been watching you, bro, and I was like, why not just start? You know what I mean? So
that's crazy.
Big inspo right here, bro.
Man, that means a lot. Yo, this is the future right here. The future of the pranks, the future of all the social interaction stuff. I'm taking a step down, but like, I'm sure I'm passing the torch to you, bro. You know, I met him, and we go to the club that night. Mind you guys, I have been pretty much like a monk. Like, I wasn't drinking until then and wasn't doing anything. I had a couple drinks that night for the first time, and I remember it all hit me hard. That shit was actually over, and she was never coming back. You know, my birthday had just passed, and there was no text, no nothing. And I was
never
like, oh,
coming back, bro.
I couldn't breathe. I think I was having a panic attack in the club. My chest was getting tight.
She's never coming back, bro.
At some point, I had to snap out of this and just go back to reality because life was getting real. So I started brainstorming, and I was trying to figure out something that I could do to not only spark myself to want to make content, but spark, you know, the fan base and everything. I was like, you know, what type of series could I create? What's something that could hold me accountable, make me want to look forward to going to work every day? And that's when I just, out of nowhere, came up with the idea of doing series 30 days, 30 dates. A series where every day I would go on a different date with a different girl. I know it sounds crazy, but I thought it could make really good content. Everybody's happy. I'm happy because I'm out there having fun again, and you guys are getting so much content. It's like I'm repaying you guys for the 2 years of inactivity. So I just thought all around it would just be a great idea. I didn't want to do this to fall in love or, you know, find a connection or rebound or anything, but I also wanted to just show that dating could come back. Like, just like in the 80s and 90s where people would just court a woman and, you know, you find a woman attractive, you find a woman, you know, that you're interested in, you take her on a real date. Like, you know, I've always hated hookup culture. I knew I needed to keep this completely platonic. First date was actually this girl that I met at FAU. Her name is Alexa. And convince them to, like,
back to the public interviews.
I know it sounds weird, but
Back to the public interviews.
Alexa. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. She came over and we baked cookies together. It was really, really fun. Really cool date. You know Wonderball?
Maybe.
You're my wonder. You know Wonderball?
I don't think so.
How are you white and don't know Wonderball? You never heard that?
She looking at him like, what the fuck? Look, I'm all for the pranks and jokes and having fun, okay? But if this is a date, brother, where is your masculine frame? You over there? You literally are her entertainment.
Then came date number 2, and that's when I met Amanda. You guys know how that went. The energy was real, the vibes were real. What you guys don't know is like, you know, the behind the scenes. So Amanda was not like most people who, you know, I usually had around me. She liked to party. She was loud. She
Oh,
was
nah,
high
you know what I'm
energy,
saying?
She was bold, very confident. I'm gonna be real, like I really liked being around her. She had a pretty open schedule. We ended up going on 2 dates back to back. You guys remember the cooking video? Like, on camera, as you guys can see, we had a lot of fun. But at that time, it's time for date number 4. I already had something lined up with Alexa. I did keep in contact with Amanda. We were texting and stuff. I could kind of tell that I felt like she felt some type of way about it. I was hearing that her friends and stuff were saying I was a player and, you know, I'm doing this for this reason.
How she felt some type of way about it and she just met the man? Look, man, fellas, this young man learned a valuable lesson, bro. All right, I'm gonna save y'all the time that y'all probably did when you clicked on this video. All right, I'm gonna save y'all the time. He met the girl, right? The girl Amanda, and he started dating her. All right, yeah, hey, that's crazy. He just met her and started dating her, fell in love with her, and you know what she did? She left.
Somebody go smoke that youth.
And why you think that is? I'm gonna tell you why. Because he was trying to figure out his life and trying to be the best and do these videos or whatever the case may be. But that's not what he's supposed to do. The girl left you. Your main chick, the one that you're supposed to marry, she left you. She left you. Because you put your purpose to the side. And then you just kept on talking to more girls and you never put your purpose, you never did the self-improvement, man. You gotta do the self-improvement. Some of y'all wanna skip the gym. Y'all don't wanna look like this. Y'all don't wanna improve your confidence, your physique. And some of y'all don't even wanna clean your goddamn room. You skip the self-improvement, this is where it's gonna get you. And a repetitive cycle of women leaving your ass because you always is moving around like you low value.